Okay, we are live,
You are live?
but this is the preparation time we need to see if everything is working. So if you are already
Ja.
3 minuten,
Over 3 minuten.
there's 3
2
minutes,
minuten.
2
Is
minuten.
het nu live?
Okay,
Dat ging
we
snel.
speak English in this.
Oké, hier.
We try to do that.
Oké, let's see.
Let's go to StreamYard, please.
Ja.
Because if that's
Yeah.
live, it's okay. So welcome, we are live, and
We are live, yes.
Patricia Taylor,
Yay.
Robert van Koten.
Yep.
Patricia VDF Taylor and Robert VDF van Koten.
Van Koten.
We come back on that later, but it's because we declared ourselves autonoom.
Autonoom.
Echo?
Echo.
Sometimes, okay. We've been having a lot of sun today, so maybe we're a bit
overheated.
Yeah. So it's still possible to put questions in if you want to hear something about us or a question about anything. But we got some nice topics, I think, this week.
Mm-hmm.
This is our weekly. We try to give you information on what we do, how the creation of our InnerSource Galicia is getting formed, and what we experienced this week on energetic aspects.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And also we started this week, and maybe you can show a picture of that, with our first cultural excursion, our own made excursion.
I use this picture also. Yeah. Oh.
And what we've been doing is we not far away from us. The place is called Castro de Vila Donga. It's a museum. It's open, I think, 7 days a week for free, and it shows old villages. And this is how they call it, archaeological found of an old village. And all this in the year 0, around that time.
I saw the other. This one, yeah.
Okay, so this is one of the pictures. This is a part of the village. The village is surrounded by 2 walls, big walls for defending of the. You can imagine that it was only wood in those times. And interesting was that Patricia and I, of course, curious as we are, felt that all these little houses, you can see the walls, we could enter, and at a certain place you could feel energy.
Yeah.
Tell it.
Yeah, I sense a lot of deep energy, and what I mean by that is that I really felt it was a power place, especially on one house, and I sensed that this was like the medicine woman or the magic. I put it back in. The magic man from the village lived there and was honored by the people in that village.
Okay.
So it really was special and really deep.
And what we planned to do, because it was a nice place, and the nice thing about it was beautiful weather, and that we had a nice time there, and it was like we almost had the whole village for ourselves. We were sitting there, and almost nobody was there.
Yeah,
and we heard from friends that that's normal during the week, especially that there's nobody. So Patricia's
and more. It's not a tourist. It's not on the international touring maps. So it's just that more locals are coming there than the big public.
But the energetic thing about it was that Patricia felt energy, and that we are planning to have a ceremony there.
Yeah.
And I dare to promise that we will record that.
Yeah.
So we can see what and hopefully you can feel what that energy is doing. Maybe it's a good idea to move over to the Agnihotra. But because
Hi Mariette.
Hey Mariette.
Hello.
Patricia's watching the calling. I'm not. Maybe we can move to Agnihotra.
Yeah.
Because when Patricia met me, I was already doing over 8 years daily Agnihotra. And Agnihotra is a fire ceremony we do every morning when the first sun ray hits the ground, or at the evening when the last sun ray hits the ground. At exact that moment, the fire is burning in a pyramid of copper, and we speak out a mantra. And this mantra is purifying the energy of the atmosphere. And Patricia picked it up in. Can we see it?
Yeah.
Patricia picked it up again.
Yeah.
Because the moving from Holland to here, we didn't do it too much because everything was scattered in different places. And now we picked it up again. So every morning, every evening, we do the fire ceremony, and that's purifying the atmosphere 25 kilometers around us. And of course, it's clearing the house, it's regenerating the energy in the house, and it helps us.
Yeah, and I'd like to add something by that too, is by starting it up again, to start by sunrise, and when the sun goes down, just being silent on that moment and being in a ritual, I feel the connection with the sun so strongly again, and also the rhythm of nature.
Mm-hmm.
It's just everything slows down, and it creates such a timeless feeling. So it's really deepening my sense of working with sun energy and working with nature. I think that's the main thing. Yeah, nature. Yeah.
Second promise, maybe we should write them down.
Yeah.
Is that we can take you with us one time with the ceremony. We already tested it once, and doing the ceremony online live gives then it's able that you can, as a watcher, wherever you are, can feel the energy as well. So that's maybe a good thing to do, as not as a weekly, but as an extra, to have a live on a ceremony, just to just feel what the energy is doing for you.
Yeah, and I think that will fit in as soon as we have our new house.
That will be in the new house.
And our new center.
Yeah,
because then we have the space, and we have better internet. We we have an internet that's not always stable, so we don't. It keeps us of organizing more things that we can connect with more people at the same time. So we're just waiting and preparing.
Yeah,
and I think that
and that's so that will come. This morning.
Yeah, hang on. I'd like to switch to a team. Otherwise, I'm gonna sit here and do nothing. And in because we have to wait this time, we are starting planning to do all kinds of preparation and thinking of how do we create our center InnerSource Galicia, and what do we already do, and what do we have. So we have a lot of different things.
And remember that Patricia was working for herself, I was working for myself, and now we are going together.
Yeah.
So there are many things coming together on one.
Yeah,
and spot.
Here and there we have a lot of things, a lot of names, a lot of things. So we did a brainstorm session this morning to create a good program. I have a picture of that. Yep. Yeah.
So in the sun, you can see it.
In the sun, yeah. And we are preparing different kinds of ways to organize healings and a program, but also how to make it easier to connect everything. So we're going to create one website. We're going to see how we can put Instagram and YouTube and Facebook a bit more together, and also seeing what provider we will have, and so a lot of things. So we started organizing a bit more.
And I feel that there needs some coach for focusing.
Yeah.
And I put my hand on Mart and Patricia as well. What we always ask people when the coaches are coming, please put your hand on your heart, close your eyes, so that you can have a better inner world experience. closing your eyes is to get that inner world experience, hand on the heart, connection with the source, the photon of the source in your heart. And these codes are helping to focus on whatever is the main cause for your mission on Earth. Burshi, and it's an all time, space, dimension, and infinities. Burshi, ut, ut, ut.
That's beautiful. And this connects with one of the topics that I wrote down before this live, and is try to find our way in the digitalization and stay close to the heart. And it is sometimes hard because I was just one day try to learn a system or try to learn Instagram, and on the end of the day I was totally gone. I felt like my eyes were just like squares, and I was away from my heart on that moment, and I felt like, okay, if I do it this way, I get lost in myself.
Mm-hmm.
So on that point, we found this an interesting topic, and that's why we have the topic, and also had a brainstorm. And I'd like to give some codes for staying clear, and even if we have to find our way in the digitalization, we still have to be aware of taking enough breaks, listen to what your system really wants, don't stay too long in your head, try to find a balance. For me, I'd like to...
Before you start, I want to explain a little bit about, I always say it's like everything is distraction and seduction. So all these systems like StreamYard, Facebook, or whatever you can call it, everything we have in our telephone, everything is helping to get out of your heart. So we experience it ourselves because we have to go through this process, and that it's really taking us out of our heart. So that's what I think that helps to understand the coach you are bringing.
Yeah, and to add something more is that I'm high sensitive, but I also like to go completely into the focus, and I love searching in systems. So I don't mind doing it, but I also have to learn more and more to take my breaks, even if I'm really enjoying everything. So it's about taking care of yourself. Close your eyes. Foko ya satana ya. O foko ni siya katana ya kapapo. O ya nanana ni ya papa ya kata satanu hukupo ya. Wuku sho ni ya maha kakata ni katata te mo o ya tatata ni ya pa no ata ni ya katata. Ro ho shuko ponya na. And let it come down. Come up to your throat, to your heart, down to your ankles, and anchor it in Mother Earth.
Okay. Maybe you can show the next picture.
The picture
of what we did today.
Today, yeah. I'll show you first.
Because it was a very interesting day. We had a lunch with friends, and we're sitting, and then after the lunch, in Spain it's normal that you have a little walk, and so the lunch. English?
Yeah, I'm busy. I'm learning a system.
Okay, so they took us to a special place, and that's we are staying in Meira, And then Meira is it's not a big city or anything. It's a village, and the village has not much for tourism, but it has something really special. And it's like it's a glacier, and I'm sitting there on the rumble rocks of that glacier, and we can show another picture of you, the next one of you.
I can show me.
And there you see there's a whole line of going downhill of rocks. Under that is a flow of water, a little river, and that's the base. I don't know the exact name of the river. I will look it up later on. But it's this is the well, the starting of a river. And I was always thinking like a glacier is always on top of a hill. That was my belief system. But this glacier is locked under the rocks, and it's melting slowly in a normal pace. There's nothing to do with the global heating or anything, just pure normal, and it's creating a river. And this is one of the biggest rivers of Galicia, and it's exactly starting at the point where Patricia's pointing at the moment. There's the starting point of that river, and so it was so amazing. We even drank. You took some water of it. We even drank some of that melted water.
Yeah, and it's splitting up in the two biggest rivers of Galicia.
Yeah, so it's very interesting, and because you don't see normally if you see a start of a river, you see a little well water coming up. This is melting water just pouring down this rumbled rocks, and it was really interesting and beautiful.
And we walked all the way up.
Yeah.
So we took a photo from above, but yeah.
And you can see Meira there. You can point it out. This is Meira.
This is Meira. Yeah.
So this is the town where we are sitting.
Yeah.
So we had the first part we took a car, and then we
walked up.
Then we walked up.
That was enough.
That's more than enough. This was steep hill.
Yeah.
So that was really interesting and beautiful. So what Galicia is showing me, and that's giving more and more, for me, it's getting more and more proof that we are connecting to very old energies.
Yeah. Yeah.
And again, it's the archaeological place we visited. It's the old. Als je hier ook gaat leunen, dan. It's the old glacier. And what also was interesting, because Patricia didn't put it on the list, is that this week, 2 days ago, I received a call, and at that moment, you felt something. And you asked me, was that the call? No, it was not the call.
Yeah, I felt a switch. I felt a change. I feel a change in the energy that, hey, this might be the call to hear that that the last step for getting the house is center is achieved.
So,
and I really felt the change in air already. So I know that that something happened that day. And because of the holiday,
Eastern is celebrated here on Thursday already.
Yeah.
And so it was really, really interesting that Patricia could feel that there was a change, a shift in the timeline or in the energy.
Yeah.
That we understand that the house is almost certain already now ours.
Yeah. So we hope to have next week.
So if we look back at through the first episode, it's like, oh, we're getting the house. And the second one, oh, we're going to get the house next week. And now the third time, we're going to get the house next week. So it looks really promising. And we're really happy for that.
Sounds like a mantra.
We're going to get the house.
Yeah.
Did we get everything from our list?
Next week, we're going to say, we have the house. We have the house.
We have the house.
So we change the mantra.
Yeah. And what you also with this week was also a place that we were looking into what all setting up center, what it all means. Okay. I'll see you later. Friday tomorrow.
Yeah.
Again, live healing. But it also implies that there's a whole lot of regulation in all Europe. Every country has things like that, and you it's amazing. But it showed us that the duality is something you choose to step into. So we are choosing not to step into the duality, not in the regulations, We do everything properly, honest, and we pay tax if needed and whatever. But we're gonna find ways that we not get sucked into the systems. So that what made it very clear for us this week as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the center will come there, and even if we have to give things all away, doesn't really matter. It's the energy work we want to do.
Yeah.
It's the bringing the coach. It's the bringing the healing. It's helping people to move forward, helping to awake. And if there's a tax system which is stopping that, then we don't do it as a business. We do it as private persons, and we find ways. But that's the decision we made clearly for ourselves.
Yeah.
And let's do some authenticity codes. Authenticity codes for everybody to be as pure as you be in your heart, in the inner world. So close your eyes, put your hand on your heart, and it's like in all time, space, dimensions, and infinity. There's this purity, the connection with your heart brings purity, and bring it out without offending anybody, any system, but be pure, be authentic. Get rid of all these programs which are holding you back from your authenticity.
And I'm gonna anchor this one even deeper. Koko yakotona yakatana yana mayakatani yakatono moyo afuna popo katona yoko kane yakoko tona ikanana yaka Shikatani yakatoto shokopoba yakatana yakatoto shokopopo oyo a yakatana ya ri yokopopo no yakatana na yakatu tu pu tu ku sana.
Okay, so shall we round it up?
Almost. I'd like to say a little about birth and healing. I've made a little video about it, and that's on my timeline. And it remembers me to listen more to the birds, and they have so much healing codes in it. And when I was a little girl, I had a bird, and I really had contact with him. A canary, is it? Do I say it in English like that?
Yeah. Today we do.
Today it is a canary. Yeah, and
it's called Piet.
Pietje. Almost. But it really helped me. I was so connected with that bird and with his singing and his songs. And during this week, when I was just recording all kind of bird songs, and it remembered me that kept me on the pure line on the moment that I needed. So I just want to say to you, if you have the opportunity to go into the park or be around trees and just go and just be with birds and listen to it. Listen to the songs, listen to...
And you can listen to it as knowing that there are often codes, light language codes inside these songs.
Yeah, and open your heart and receive the beauty of it. That's what I like to point out to.
I see that Mariette heeft nog made a remark, and I agree completely. There on my YouTube are many episodes that I focus on manifestation, and that's something we do. We live from the heart. We really listen to both our hearts and see if they're synchronized, and then we make our moves and make our decisions every time, again and again. Hand on the heart, connect before anything. So yes, completely agree. And it's not only your dream, it's your vision, it's your belief system, it's everything.
Yeah.
And we know that the house will come there, but we are in Spain. So everything has a little bit of a mañana. and we have to get used to that manana system. So yeah, it's beautiful, and I'm completely right, Mariette. That's the way, and yeah. So
That's the way.
I'm gonna round it up. This is our weekly. If you listen to it, the codes are always working. So they stay, they remain, they keep on working. We do this every week. If you want to ask a question on this weekly, you just drop a line on Facebook for Patricia or myself, or of InnerSource Galicia, also a Facebook page.
Okay, I can write. I have a banner of that.
And what we also would like to say is, whenever you are in a situation that you need help, connect to us. We do everything on a donation base, so you can decide whatever you want with it, and we will help you. And we believe that we can help you. So tomorrow there's another episode of my healing session.
Yeah, and later this week I'm gonna plan a new date for an online meditation, and that's healing with the pineal gland. And I will create 2 moments, one for Dutch speakers and one for the English speakers. So I will put that on my website and on the Center InnerSource Galicia.
We try to spread that message, and if you want to support us, share whatever you see from us. So tomorrow at 5 o'clock Amsterdam time, the Healing Live is again there. And if you have any problems, just connect, and we will connect to you.
And something, we call poco, slow.
Yeah, but it's okay. It's okay. You have to just adjust to it, and it's okay. You know that. Mañana is okay. Okay. So I hope to see you tomorrow as well, Mariette. Thank you everybody for watching this live, watching this later on and recording. We put it on YouTube. It's on our Facebook Lives, and we love you.
Okay. Bye bye.
Bye bye. Thank you.